One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
Welcome into the Gamers Lounge. I'm your host, Ahman Green, along with my good friend. Pause that. And good friend and co-host to the show, John Audius, man. John, how you doing?
What's up, Ahman? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Just we had a little technical difficulties on in terms of running show. In terms of myself, I was getting that together. Then as I hit the go live button, the studio said, "Oh, you don't have enough memory to record this show." And I'm like, "Oh, no, we have to record the show." So I had to back out and then come back in and delete some of the older shows that we have. So that's where we have that, a little technical difficulty. So welcome to the show. Just a little bit past the hour here, but we're going to get through it fast and hit all our fun little tidbits of segments. Quick Hitting News Bytes. You're checking in right now, so check in with me right now. I went home, I visited a few family members, and was able to catch my Huskers play some football. It wasn't the result I wanted. It was a good game. They started fast, but ended up losing to Minnesota, the Gophers. Your state school. I don't know if you're a fan of the Gophers, John, but I know you're from Minnesota. Okay, so you're a Badger guy.
I'm trying to figure out if I should be a quote unquote fan of PJ Fleck or not. I don't know. There's something about him that rubs me the wrong way, and I don't know what it is.
Me too. Like ever since he's got the job in Minnesota, coming from where, Central Michigan or somewhere, right?
Something like that.
Western Michigan.
Yeah,
there's something about that whole process. I heard a few little rumors coming out of the rumor mill, and I'm not a rumor guy, but just you gotta just be mindful and be aware. And it just doesn't smell good. Like
something seems off about that. But by the way, can we start rumors?
Go ahead, be my guest.
I thought I had read
the rumor, and
I will clarify this, with the fact that I saw this on Twitter. So take it as you will, because who knows what I didn't see if it was a verified account, and who knows these days with verified accounts on Twitter anyway, what that even means. But I thought I saw something where PJ Fleck was like listening to Nebraska or something like that. Like he'd be open to listen to Nebraska or something.
As a coach because they have Mickey Joseph.
I might have just started a rumor that's not even true. I'm sorry if I did.
It's a lot of coaches on that list. I'm pretty sure that Trev Hours is checking out. PJ Fleck, but he's at a school that's he's at a D1. He can make some changes there. They produced good football players over the years at Minnesota. Excuse me.
Well, let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. Pretend you are a head coach and you get to have any job in the Big Ten. And they said, okay, well, it actually is going to come down to you get to either coach in Lincoln with the Cornhuskers in that tradition, or you get to go to, the city of Minneapolis, St. Paul and coach the Gophers with that tradition. Like if you're PJ Fleck, what seems like a better job? Just this, who knows what is true or what isn't true, just from that perspective.
Well, if I'm PJ Fleck, I'm going with who I am. I'm going to go coach for the Huskers, of course. Yeah. It's a program that obviously from the time I was there and the years before I got there, it has more tradition. It has the winning records. So that would be my first choice, just hands down. It'd be like, boom. I was like, yeah, I'm going. And then for me, he's not from the area, but I am. But it'd be, good. It'll be good. Because for what he's doing with Minnesota, he's doing a lot of good stuff, and he has that team playing good football. So what's up, Dome Rocker? How you doing, man? Soldier Jamal Reynolds are in the chat right now, and my man Max is also here, John. So let's get into the Quick Hit News Bytes. So we do Quick Hit News Bytes in the world of gaming and esports, but then also we have that fun conversation and this or that. Welcome in if you're the first time to the show, and then we break down game releases of the week, and then wrap up a show that we've now. New show that we're watching for this show, we announced it last week, is going to be Andor from Disney Plus. Cassian Andor, Cassia, how you ever say his name?
Cassian Andor, I think.
Cassian Andor is now the show, episode 1, maybe 2. We're going to hit up today. So what you got, John?
All right. So the Quick Hit News Bytes brought to you by Bet Online. Basketball's back. BetOnline remains your #1 source for all your sports betting needs this season. You'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. And as your continued source for all sports wagering information, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events, whether that's NFL, NBA, NHL, MMA, tennis, boxing, or even golf. So head to betonline.ag and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, BLEAV to receive your rewards. Bet online where the game starts.
All right. So we got your Hitting News Bytes all ready to go for you, John.
Okay.
There it is.
So
this
I don't
crazy.
know.
I saw this too. I was like, this is
this?
crazy.
This doesn't make sense. I don't understand why someone would do what the Oculus founder has claimed that he has done. Now, his name, I believe, is Lucky is his last name. It is. It's really Palmer Luckey, the original founder of Oculus VR. Now, I'm reading from Forbes, everybody.
Okay.
All right. So the original founder from Oculus VR, who sold his company to Facebook, has been mainly working on national defense technology ever since his departure. And here's something he came up with the VR headset of the Oculus. He made a real life headset that if you die in a game, the headset will kill you in real life.
Oh man, nobody's buying that. This is the Peripheral. You know the Peripheral on Prime Video with Chloe, the actress, Mortez. This is that. This is the Peripheral. You know?
Is it really?
Ain't nobody. Yes.
We gotta watch that.
I've been watching it. It's good, man. So
he made a custom
break that down after Andor.
Yeah, we do. We have to start that. I agree. So let's make that. Can make that official. That's our next series after Andor is
the Peripheral. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
we're hitting it right here.
In his latest blog, he says that he made a Sword Art Online style. You die in the game, you die in real life headset. So players this headset is laced with charges that will explode, destroying the brain of the user.
Oh, you like Total Recall. Remember the movie Total Recall where they had the thing around their neck, and if they go past, it's like a shock collar for humans, though. You know, remember Total Recall where Arnold Schwarzenegger back in the 80s movie? They run past that line, pop. Man.
So this guy, by the way, this Palmer Luckey claims that is just a piece of office art. And he says it's the only VR headset in existence. So it's not like he's selling these or anything. But the fact, here's my problem with this. The fact that he even made one. Like, wasn't there an episode? Maybe someone in the comments can correct me. Wasn't there an episode in Black Mirror where somebody got killed by a VR headset? Like,
yes,
he is making Black Mirror become reality. And what I don't like about it is, okay, so what happens to somebody now who's maybe not all mentally there, and they're like, hold on a second, that's a pretty good idea. And they take his idea, they make their own head, and they go on some weird, like, I don't know. It could get really ugly.
Dark web. They could go on the dark web, and it gets dark there fast. And because, like in the Peripheral, this is on. They got the user headset. The headset that they're using to go into the VR area is off the black market, and they're getting paid a lot of money to use it and test it. So yeah, it's in that type of neighborhood. So be wary if you get something sent to your house.
It sounds like just an awful idea that could spawn copycat creations, and I don't want to see 5 years from now in the news how some people were killed with these VR headsets that some psycho started making because he was inspired by the news of the creator of Oculus making one.
Right. That's like in also was it Ready Player One, where the company, even though all the gamers are playing in the virtual world, the company is now taking people out. It was, on the side because they found out the company was doing illegal stuff. So yeah, this is scary. We are here right now. I mean, it's like now usually movies were a future of, a picture of the future. Now it's like you watch it and then boom, it's already happening. And it's like, it's the present. So that's scary. It's like, oh man.
So we're just a few years behind the movies, essentially.
Exactly.
At this point.
Because in the Peripheral, I believe they're 2030 It's
Okay.
2030 in the movie. So that's 7 years from now. That is not that far down the road. So speaking of, so I got a couple, I'm gonna just glaze over, and some of them, one of them is hitting this area, the metaverse. And I'll talk about Mr. Zuckerberg here. Let me see here. Here we go. Boom. Mr. Zuckerberg has so as by way of Kotaku, thank you. So Mark Zuckerberg firing 11,000 company employees to spends $15 billion on the metaverse. So let me just get right to the good stuff here. So he's explaining why he believes that this needed to happen. So what needed to happen is to fire 11,000 metaverse employees. So Zuckerberg lays the blame at the convenient of universal gimme, so COVID, except this time the COVID was too good for them as a company, citing oversized revenue growth as a result of people spending more time and money during online lockdowns. The boss, who is not taking a pay cut, adds many people predicted this would be a permanent acceleration that would continue even after the pandemic ended. So I did so. So I made the decision and significantly increase our investment. So by cutting the employees, that brought their revenue back up from what I'm understanding there. So Zuckerberg says, unfortunately, this didn't happen. He then references the macroeconomic downturn increased competition and ad signal loss, saying that have all led to much lower revenue than expected. Then crucially, he adds, I got this wrong and I take responsibility for that. So I'll say that's probably the good part right there. At least he took full on responsible, holding himself accountable for getting the analytics, getting the data down, information and processing. And it's like, if we do this, we cut this many people, we could then have an upswing of revenue. So he misunderstood that, or the numbers were off, obviously, and he made the mistake. But he at least owned to it. So I thought I just want to glaze over that. But you could go to Kotaku, find the article, finish reading, getting all the tidbits out of this. John, what you got here? What is your feedback, real quick?
Real quick on this. So essentially, what I'm hearing is COVID had these unrealistic revenue projections for companies, including Facebook and the metaverse. And then he said, this is just going to keep going, but failed to realize that once lockdowns and COVID were over, that people would start to do normal people things again. And so all that revenue that they were expecting went down, which results in, we are way in over our heads. This is not going as planned. We need to cut back.
Right. Yeah. So interesting. And COVID, I remember coming out of the summer of 2021, going into the next school year from COVID at Lakeland University. I mean, our budget was cut dramatically, from teachers to students and, faculty member, all that. It was cut dramatically. So yeah, I definitely relate to that, but not on the $1 billion level, just saying. But another fun little story here. We just had all the Senate race stuff going on. And I'm so happy I do not see any more of these commercials where these politicians are mudslinging at each other. I mean, the mudslinging in Wisconsin, I don't know about other states. And hold up, I saw a comment here from, I think it was Dome Rocker. He said, back to the VR. He says, just think if a crazy person swapped out one of the headsets with the PS5 one. So exactly. So please don't put that on the market. Oculus founder, please don't do that.
He says it's just a work of art, but yeah.
Right. Hopefully it's just artwork. It's just sitting there and was it how how in a gun you take all the bullets out? Make sure you take all the stuff out of there that's not lethal. So then just put it on your mantle or somewhere in the office building, and it's all it's just there for show. Hopefully they do that. But another fun thing with all the politics going on. So voting day was yesterday, and this was for in-state voting for senators, I believe, and congressmen and people in your district, judges, stuff like that. So not the big terms, but a small one. And I'll say I'm happy that there's no more mudslinging commercials going on here. I know Madison. I don't know about in the Madison area, John, but I know in the Green Bay area, it was like these commercials of this saying what these politicians are going to do and what they're not doing, what they're about. I was like, I hope it's over. Well, it's going to be over for maybe 2 years.
I don't know how anyone voted because there's too many radicals up for election. Correct. Because that's all I saw were radical this and radical that and radical agendas and radical. And I'm like, oh my God, I get it. Honestly, guys, I know this is important. I totally understand the importance of voting and I totally understand, but you have to just chill. Like, I
Yep,
wish I
mean,
could talk to political campaign. Listen, I get it. And I know this is unrealistic take by me, but I
right.
get it. But you guys need to chill the F out because you're making everybody hate you. Okay.
Text messages,
Oh my
emails.
God. The
I
text
was getting emails from the senators and stuff going for office. I was like, what? Among, will you, I mean, like personal text messages. I'm like, hold up, time out. What did I got to do with this?
Ahman, I looked that up last night, and apparently it's because political speech is free speech. No, I'm just kidding. Because it's considered free speech that these organizations can acquire your phone number from public records, and because it's free speech, they are not added to like do not call lists.
Oh, see.
So you can't block them. So honestly, there's something needs. I don't know what it is. I'm not smart enough. But
this is what we got to do. We got to do what Notorious Afro does. That's what we
can't. Okay, but that doesn't stop the text messages to my phone. Like
that's true.
Like we have this can't that can't happen. I'm sorry. You can't be blowing up my phone. That
text message. I got the
it's got to be illegal somehow.
Monday and Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday of this week, I mean, my phone was blowing up between Democrat representatives, Republican representatives. I was like, I mean, it was legit. Well, not say legit phone numbers, but it's hitting me, with a 920. That's our
because it's code. Volunteers from these political organizations, and they're allowed to do this, Ahman. They're allowed to text message thousands and thousands of people. I honestly, like, I get it. It's important. I totally understand, but chill the F out with the text messages. Seriously.
Hey, John is hot now. I can tell he's not happy.
So glad that is over. By the way, okay. So what happened to this?
So I want to sprinkle a little happiness for you, John, because I see how the text messages got on your darn nerves.
Oh God.
So in Florida, as the headline reads there from Kotaku, America's elect the first ever known Kingdom Hearts fan. So Generation Z in Florida is in office, John. So Generation Z is that generation that's at least 25 or younger, maybe 30 and down of I think we're Gen X for 45 or 50 and lower until about 30. So that's Gen X. So Gen Zers are after that. So amidst of all as we were just talking, I'll just read this first line of this article. Amidst the sea of depressing, enraging, mildly promising, and other elections results tonight, one victory has proven to be truly inspiring, and it took place in Florida. So let me scroll down here just to get to the meat of the story here, and I think it's right here. So Frost's victory is notable for a number of reasons. You'll see him hailed in most reports as the first member of Generation Z to be elected to Congress since he is 25 years old and don't get me wrong, this is an incredible achievement, but we're here because Frost, at least on record, is also a Kingdom Hearts fan elected to Congress. So he's a gamer / Kingdom Hearts fan, which is a old series, a great series in the video game lore, video game world. So that right there is just something that is promising to the space, because we know as gamers, we're all inclusive. We understand. We try to have empathy for everything around us and understand, what the world could be and should be. And I think he even says this in a comment down here. He says, Frost ran because the incumbent Democratic Val Demings vacated the seat to try to unsuccessfully challenge Marco Rubio in the Senate election. So in more recent tweet, he said, "We won. A history has been made tonight. We made history to Floridians, for Gen X, for Gen Z, and for everyone who believes we deserve a better future. I am beyond thankful for the opportunity to represent my home in the United States Congress." So that right there kind of says it all, where his mindset is, and where, as we know as gamers, where we sit in understanding the world and how to process everything. So what are your thoughts here, John?
Okay, so I had some thoughts on this because I saw this last night too. First Gen Z candidate elected to Congress. So here's what I thought about that. Is Gen Z has an opportunity to help change everything for us. So stay with me. And I may be saying something that's obvious, or I don't know. Something I thought of last night.
Yeah.
We need more of these 25-year-olds, these 20-year-olds, these 25-year-olds, these young people to pursue careers like this. because we are living in a day and age where these people can gain massive followings on social media. They can plug at it. You know, you don't just become a pro right away. You don't just jump from high school to the NFL. You have to have this process of getting better and better. And if more and more Gen Zs start doing this right now, it has to be like right now. You build your audience, you build your candidacies. This is your career. This is what you want to do. You know, bring in the people that you are trying to communicate to, that you want change. That can happen more and more. Like we leave it up to all these older people all the time. Like, well, it's because he's old and he's a Democrat, or he's old and he's a Republican. That's why they're doing it. No, you can do it too. And I can't, I'm too dumb, but more people like that from Gen Z should be doing this, because, and then in the next 4, 8, 12 years, you are going to have that following, that fan base, and you are going to make a real difference and a real change. So start that now. I love that. I want that double or more in 4 years. I want 30 candidates, and I want 100 candidates in 8 years. I want that to keep growing, because that's how you change things. So Gen Z, do it. Gen Z, you have all the power.
You got it. You can have it. And don't be,
do it.
And like Notorious saying, not the toxic ones, not the toxic gamers out there. We don't want them because they are single-minded and not learning how to be, conversational. They want to have, arguments and things like that. So yes, so get educated, do your thing, but make sure you do it the proper ways.
Well, I'm not saying Notorious. I'm not saying all gamers should start running for Congress. I'm talking about younger people who have a clear career path, that this is how they want to live their lives, through service and grow that following. Go do it. You have the social media following. You have these millions of people that are getting older and older and older, and they're going to have voices. So get this thing going now. I didn't mean gamers.
Right.
Yes,
and one more thing before we head over to this or that. I got to bring this up, but I have one article too. I'll mention Last of Us is now a board game. You go check that out.
What?
I believe that's also a new article on Kotaku. Last of Us, the video game, is now a TV series coming out, and now it is a board game. So check that out. But the one I got to hit on, because the gun is right behind me. I played all the games growing, I won't say growing up. I say as an adult. Gears of War is now coming to Netflix, man. Coming to Netflix in an adult animated series. So that means it's going to be, just like the game. It's brutal. It's in for mature. So I'm excited about this game. The Coalition is the production company or the marketing group that is behind Gears of War, along with Microsoft, that for years have been talking about a TV show or a movie. David Bautista his name has always been attached to this. And now I say, I'm throwing my name in the barrel too. Hey, Ahman Green, I would like to be a part of this series as a voiced over actor. If it's going to be a cartoon series, please. I love Coltrane. So he was a character on the game, John. So just so you know, Coltrane, he was actually a former player that was a tight end, I think. And then obviously when the locusts emerged from the earth and took over planet, he became a soldier. He became a cog. And that's what the soldiers are called in Gears of War. They call cogs. So I'm happy about this, super excited. And it says here in the tweet, as you see, Gears of War released 16 years ago today. And to mark the occasion, Netflix has partnered with Coalition to adapt the Gears of War game saga into a live action film, followed by, so it is a film, followed by an adult action mini series or series with the potential of more stories to follow, because they have so many. It's 5 Gears of War, and then they have a couple other spinoffs. Gears of War Judgment, Gears of War Tactics, and they did a fun game kind of like Clash of Clans called Gears Tactics that I played like crazy. I think I was ranked in top 10 or top 50 one time when after that came out. They shut the server down last year, I believe. But yeah, just want to let that go out there. Cliff Belinsky, give your brother a call. Hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, AhmanGreen30. That's where you can hit me up. I've hung out with some of the people at Coalition before, so hopefully you remember this conversation and bring me in to the fold of the Gears of War lore. Because I think The Rock 2 has been dropped in here. So they got those guys. They wrestle, they play football. Just bring me in, guys. All right. All right, let's get over to help me out. Help a brother out. Come on. All right, let's head over to this or that, John.
This or that?
A reminder, if you have a suggestion for this or that, just send us a message on our social media at AG Gamers Lounge on Instagram or Twitter. We're on Twitch. We're on Discord. We're on everything. Just send us a message for your this or that question, like Eeyore did. Ooh, Eeyore. Yep. This is a Wisconsin question. So for those not listening to Wisconsin,
right? All day.
Quick Trip is like a gas station convenience store, and Culver's is fast food, and they serve butter burgers. Quick Trip or Culver's? Ahman, I don't know.
It's Culver's. It's Culver's. That's easy. That's not even. I don't even have to think about that. That's Culver's. I do. I mean, I like Quick Trip for my gas stops to fill up my car. But if I'm going for food, I know. And in Culver's, and you say Quick Trip because it has a big like cafeteria area. They got chicken, they got burgers, they got nuggets, they got hot dogs, brats, of course. But Culver's Butterburger, you can't pass it up.
Love Culver's. You know what? I'm going to go Quick Trip, and here's why I'm going to go Quick Trip. Because if I go to Culver's and I'm hungry, here's what I know I'm getting, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I know it's not good for me. I know I'm getting French fries. I know I'm getting
it's a cheat day. It's a cheat day restaurant.
Yeah, I know I'm getting a sugary soda. If I go to Quick Trip, it is more manageable for me to eat healthier. I can get a whole grain bread sandwich. I can get those little cheese sticks or, hard-boiled eggs. I can get fruit.
Right.
I can cheat a little bit and get those chicken strips or pizza or whatever as well. But I guess my point is I'm picking Quick Trip because it is easier to eat healthy-ish. That's my reason.
Healthy-ish is the big word,
right? It's not healthy. You're not getting their kale salads with high quality protein, I'm assuming. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Let's keep it real. It's a gas station. Just remember that part. And yeah, I know what I said. You got a Notorious trying to all right, English teacher. I said wrestling. I say it when I get excited. I was wrestling. I'm sorry. I pronounced that wrong.
That's such a Midwest thing to say, by the way, wrestling.
All right, John, next one on the list.
Next one, also from Eeyore, New York or L.A. I'm going to go New York, and here is why. Because L.A. seems so big and spread out and traffic and smog and blah. Like with New York.
Have you been there? How many have you been to LA?
2 or 3 times, not very often.
And what part? You remember what part?
I was downtown-ish LA for the Rose Bowl. And then I drove through Los Angeles near the Hollywood, the Strip, and like Roscoe's and stuff.
You were in the city. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You were in the metro, pretty much the city. Yeah, you didn't get to the beach. Did you get to the beach?
I went to the beach, Santa Monica Pier. Yep, drove out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got it. So I could, you could develop. Okay, I was making sure you had all the knowledge before you dropped your feedback. Okay. Gotcha.
And weather by far, California trumps New York, in my opinion. But I'm gonna go New York, and it's simply because I feel like if I'm in a big city with big things to do, it's going to be easier for me to navigate it in New York City. That's my reason.
Easy to navigate?
Subway.
It is a traffic jam. Oh, well, yeah. I'm about to say subway and walking. Yeah, you're kind of
that's
what's up, JFK?
That's what I mean. Like the public transport. I don't know. What is the public transport in Los Angeles like? I don't even know.
It's called rough, tough, and dirty.
Okay.
It was a bus line when I was a kid. What's up, JFK? Welcome into the stream. When I was a kid, it was RTD. And we called that thing rough, tough, and dirty.
RTD.
I'm sorry. So I was in grade school, elementary, middle school. Oh my God. They said, "Oh, you taking the RTD today? Oh no, are you taking the rough, tough, and dirty?" I was like, "Huh? Rough, tough, and dirty? That's like the bus." I'm like, "You mean the RTD?" It's like, that's gold. I said, y'all wrong for that. Oh, so LA for me, it's still I grew up there. I know it like the back of my hand, and both places have terrible traffic. I'll just say that. Both places, New York, LA is bad, but they got great eateries. You want to eat good places, go to places that have good eats. LA, New York is the place to be. So, All right, next one on the list is another food one here. I think this one's all food, just except for the last one here. I didn't even realize that.
Food. Big B. Well, it's a food episode podcast. Here we go. I love it.
This or that.
Wendy's or McDonald's. And I think maybe a couple of years, Ahman, I'll go first real quick. I would have chosen Wendy's, but I'm choosing McDonald's now. And it's simply because I've actually been to McDonald's a couple of times over the last 3 weeks. And it's still good. It's cheap. It's not good for you, but my taste buds loved the chicken nuggets, the fries, and the hamburger I had with that ice cold Diet Coke mixed with Coke. It tastes so different than normal like canned Cokes.
Time out. You said ice cold Diet Coke mixed with Coke.
Yeah,
So
I ask. Yeah, I ask at restaurants now when there's Pepsi or Coke, I ask for what I call a 50-50. And that's half Diet Pepsi, half Pepsi.
Dude, really?
Yeah.
You trying to not feel guilty? Is that what it is?
Well, it's I guess, yeah. Because I think Diet Coke alone is disgusting. And I think regular Coke alone just feels like I'm just consuming pounds of sugar and my teeth feel like crap. So I'm like, you know what? It tastes better, but it's not as good. So give me half the sugar.
It's still bad.
Just get Coke Zero. And I do enjoy Coke Zero as well. Notorious Afro says just get Coke Zero. And sometimes if I'm at like Qdoba or something, I'll do a threesome. I'll do the Diet Coke, the Coke, and the Coke Zero all mixed together.
Wow, man. I hope you do this only like once a week, I hope, right? Once a week?
No, this is like once every month or so. 2 months.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm happy for you. Then that's the cheat day. That's the official cheat day. I'm McDonald's too. I think you said McDonald's, right?
You were weird.
Yeah, that's what Notorious said.
Why is that weird?
I'm McDonald's as well. I'm a chicken nugget person when I have to get my cheat day in. And what else? I did a Whopper, or not a Whopper. That's Burger King. I did a Big Mac in my last cheat day. And I hadn't had a Big Mac in like 10 plus years. I haven't touched that thing because I know it's not real. Yes, I said that. The Big Mac and the Whopper are not real. Just letting y'all know. That's why it's a cheat day every 12 years for me.
Did it taste the same though? Like, did you remembered it?
Yep. Yep. It tasted good. It was good. It was good. All right, next one on the list.
Like Big B asks, hot chocolate or coffee? I like to mix half hot chocolate, half coffee. I'm just kidding. Actually, I do. I do that as well. But I'll go with coffee on this one.
Oh God, you're killing me, John.
Have you never made a hot chocolate but with coffee instead of like water or milk? Oh
no,
it's like a mocha.
No. Okay,
I feel like I'm revealing a lot of weird things about my drinking.
This would be an interesting. Just imagine we open a restaurant and your drink selection for the people coming in, they gonna be like, "What's a Coke and Diet Coke? What do you call that?" Or 50, hot chocolate and coffee? A 50-50 hot chocolate coffee, y'all.
Yeah,
it's hot out the pot.
The whole
thing hot chocolate
called 50-50. You just mix two things, and I'll mix them for you.
There you go. Oh, you're gonna start something. Hashtag it. You got it. You got patent that, John.
Hey, what do you think of Eeyore's idea? He just put in the chat real quick.
I don't see it. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Hold up. There we go. We should do voting and do brackets for fast food and games and things. Ooh.
Like an NCAA
maybe next
bracket.
week.
Yeah.
Yes. Bracket style. Or we could just wait till March Madness.
Oh,
or we can do it now.
What are we in, November?
We're in November. We got playoffs coming up. We got NFL playoffs.
We should come up with a bracket and like, you know, you and I sit down and come up with the fast food and seed them like we're the committee. And we'll have our own Gamers Lounge fast food bracket 2022.
I'm down. Next week. It started next week or the week after. Let's do it.
Good idea.
All right, last one on the list is old school cartoon companies here. This is a tough one for me, man. This is tough. What about you? You remember Yogi, Hanna-Barbera, or Hanna-Barbera?
How do you say that? Hanna-Barbera. I think it's Barb E-R-A. B-A-B-E-R-A.
Yeah, I just threw it in there. That's how he spelled it. I copied and pasted. So
yeah, he spelled it wrong. Eeyore. Google it, Eeyore. And there's a
it's
dash.
Hanna-Barbera. Yeah, remember. So that was Yogi. Anybody from Yogi Bear's gang. Snagglepuss. Who else? Yogi. It was Yogi and Boo Boo, obviously. And then Looney Tunes, you know, that's the Hall of Fame of cartoons.
Yeah.
That's Bugs Bunny, Elmer Fudd, Daffy
Did you say Scooby-Doo, by the way?
Yeah, Scooby. I think Scooby is Hanna.
Yeah.
I believe they're Hanna-Barbera. But I think they're all part of Looney Tunes, though. Or Warner Brothers. Because Scooby-Doo, no, Shaggy. No, I think they're both Warner Brothers. I don't know. I might be off.
I don't know.
But I'm gonna go. God, this is tough. I'm gonna go Bugs. I'm gonna go Bugs and Looney.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there. It's a tough one though. This is not easy because Yogi Bear, him and Boo Boo. Yeah, hey Boo Boo. Hey, Yogi Bear was about that life. He was going to jack people for that food. He was about that life. When you had burgers, food laid out on the table at Yellowstone, that Camp Ranger had, he could not stop him. He was not. He was the. Yogi Bear was about that life. Hey, when he was hungry, yeah, Boo Boo, let's go eat. You like my impression of Yogi Bear, John?
Bad.
Hey, Boo Boo, or Jellystone. That's what it was. Yeah, Jellystone. I said Yellowstone. You know what I meant. Oh man.
By the way, I picked
All right,
Looney
let's
Tunes
head on.
because of Space Jam.
Oh yeah, that too. That's Warner Brothers also. All right, let's head over to game releases, John.
Release the games. It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right,
Okay.
John, you're up first. Let me see. Let me get to your.
Well, let me explain exactly what I do on game releases. If you're new to the show, I take a look at Ahman's text each week of all the latest game releases, and I go in blind. I just pick based solely on what I think sounds cool. Okay, so the game that I thought sounded cool this week was called Football Manager 23. And I honestly thought it was NFL or American football. And then
you thought that? Yeah.
After I picked it, I'm like, oh, it's the other football. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, boy. Where's the come on video?
So
We
if
could
you
go to the
watch
website.
trailer right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I clicked it. It's loading.
Oh, is it not working? Come on,
Yep,
Football
there you
Manager.
go.
Here, let me see if
So
it
we
works
can just
on
talk
mine.
through it.
Here, I got on mine. I can share mine.
All right, share yours. There you go.
Hold up. Okay, hold on.
As you see, it's on all platforms there.
Jeez, it just won't pause. Pause. Okay, share screen.
There you
Live. All right, here we go. Can you see it?
That's coming up. There we go. We got it.
This is Football Manager 2023. So it's
so it's soccer.
And you are kind of like the GM. Okay.
Everything. And
you sign like your players.
Oh, we can't hear it. Yeah, we can just hear you, just so you know.
Oh, you can't hear it? It's okay. It's just
okay.
talking about the things that they're doing. So it seems like it's that type of a game, you know what I'm saying, where you're just basically like simulating the whole thing, right?
Right, it's more simulation. Yep.
Yeah.
You're doing all the dictating. Okay. Yep.
So when I saw
Madden
that,
has this.
I was like, oh, that's okay. I guess that seems kind of cool. I don't know. What do you think?
I like your reaction. Oh, okay. I think that seems cool. But no, yeah, a lot of gamers play, a lot of gamers play this version of a sport, because they have it for football in Madden. You could go to franchise mode. But for me, I lived that life. I was a football player, so I don't want to manage a football team unless I'm getting paid to manage a football team. When it's at my house on PC, like Football Simulator or Madden, no. I'm not going to spend my good gaming time managing, signing free agents, drafting players, setting up my draft board. No. Now, if I was getting paid millions to do it, that's a whole nother story.
So this is the description at the website. Experience the closest thing to being a real manager by taking charge of the world's greatest football teams and playing the beautiful game your way. Whether it's buying smarter, training harder, or outthinking your opponent, finding that winning edge is the art of football management. Football Manager is a game where no dream is too big and no ambition too outlandish. So don't just manage expectations. Take control of your club, dream big, and tear it up. So it's a simulation. Yeah, I think Sergeant Mal Reynolds said it best. Pretty much fake fantasy football.
Right. Interesting.
Okay.
All right. And then I think this one, I have it up ready to go for you. And this one's playing for me. And I think we might have covered this one, John, but that's okay.
Well, no, here's the thing. So it's hidden through time, but it's the definite edition.
Oh, the definite edition. Excuse me.
Yeah. So we have Hidden Through Time is a game that was released a few years ago. Basically, it's like I Spy or like Where's Waldo, right? But the definitive
I like
edition includes the base game along with 5 DLC expansions. So
that's a game changer.
Yeah. So there's downloadable content that you can play with this game. So it's just bigger and better. But I'll say this game to me looks like family fun. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys want to do tonight? I don't know. Do you want to watch a movie? Nah. Do you want to play Uno? Nah. Let's play Hidden Through Time. And everybody can get on screen and try to find everything. Like, doesn't this look
find things,
fun?
build a country, build a forest, build a castle. Oh yeah. I'm down for that with my kids. My kids are grown now though. That'll be a conversation. That'll be like a baited conversation. I'll have to bait them into the conversation. Oh, you know what? Hey, we'll come visit and help you out with this.
I think it looks okay. I think it looks fun.
It is. I agree.
Fun.
Definitely fun. I definitely agree with that one. For little kids, that's similar. No different. Just another version of like Minecraft, Roblox, but then more action to it, which I like. And you can have a story, and you got some fun memories you create for your kids and yourself. All right, I'm going hardcore, man. My game, I've been waiting all year for this game to come out. It's finally here. I'm gonna get it up on the slate here. My people at PlayStation Studios, they have again created a masterpiece in God of War Ragnarok. When I retired, John, I played through all, and it was like a weekend. I played through all 3 God of Wars. And now we're at a place now. He has a son. His name is Atreus. And this is basically kind of part 2 of Atreus' growing up, and presented by Santa Monica Studios there. So God of War, live action, or not live action. I wish it was live action in some way, but it's not. Action adventure video game developed by Santa Monica Studios, like I said, published by Sony Electronic Interactive Entertainment. Came out today. So I'm gonna go pick up my copy. It's on all platforms. It's on PlayStation 4 and 5. The last one I played was Gears of War or God of War. What was the last one's name? I'll forget it. So cross-gen series, and it is, as you see here, playing in the background.
Was that a talking head?
Yes. So he chopped off his head from the last game. So it just shows you how fire this game is. When you have a talking head on your hip, you that guy. So Kratos is that dude. So he's the God of War. That's who Kratos is. God of War had a son, and now he's traveling the earth in the Greek, I want to say Greek mythology, but God mythology worlds, among the worlds. So that was a guy, I believe the guy that's on his hip was one of the villains from the last God of War. And now he's trying to stop Ragnarok, which I believe is the destruction and murdering of all the gods. If you've seen any of the Thor movies, so that's what his Ragnarok is. They're making sure all the gods do not get murdered, and he is a god. So,
okay.
So yeah, this is fire. The graphics are great, as you see. And I will be honest, it's not a hard game to master. You just button mash your way to death. You just chop them up. But you got some dope scenes like this right here. That's Thor. He is fighting with Mirror? And when you have an axe that comes back to you like that, like a boomerang, hey man, I'm gonna be very confident in my fighting skills as well. Just letting y'all know. So they have multi-levels. You upgrade your weapons. You can punch a horse and knock it back, just like you just saw there. You got counters, and you kind of have the fight gameplay, kind of like a Batman Gotham Knights or any other RPG where you have a lot of fighting. You got counter moves that then you could just increase the experience rate by getting, hitting the combos perfectly and gaining points. He ain't scared of him. He don't care how tall he is. Just letting you know, that's the God of War. When you're the God of War, you're not scared of much. Just letting y'all know.
That's awesome. How much of your time is this going to consume?
A lot. Just say that. I'm just gonna say a lot. There's hours on top of hours because I have Gotham Knights came out last week. This is out now.
Stop. How do you keep up, Ahman? How does a
I don't.
Okay.
I don't keep up. I try to.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. I try to keep up, but I do not.
It's hard because
and then there's other games. It's hard.
Yeah.
Exactly. I got life. I got school. I got family. I got coaching, and so now then it's a game like this that comes out from that brings up memories of my childhood. Now that is come on, they're just killing me sometimes. It's killing me in a good way, you know. So we got Sonic Frontiers here. I told you one of my favorite games as a kid. So Sonic Frontiers is a 22 platform game developed by Sonic Team, published by Sega. As Sonic the Hedgehog, the players explore the mysterious Starfall Islands to collect Chaos Emeralds after Sonic and his friends were separated when falling through a wormhole, kind of like in the movie and everything. If you remember, if you've seen parts of the movies. And also, I was able to get a copy from the Sega team, Altus, which is one of their subsidiary or secondary companies that works with them to build this game out. So thank you to that team. And Andrew Stevens that we had on this show about a month ago helped me get that connection with Sega. So I was able to get the copy, and I'm going to start playing it along with Gears of War or God of War, along with Gotham Knights. What I'm going to do, John, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out.
You have to take like a week of vacation, basically. I'm
going to have to. You know, school's out in about a month, so I'm not going to wait that long. I'm just going to play a little bit at a time until school is out, where I have time to put to this. I will play like an hour here, hour there, hour of God of War, an hour of Gotham Knights, an hour of Sonic Frontiers. And you see this is more not the platform level, layered level of Sonic, what it used to be back in the day. Now it's RPG style, so it's three-dimensional. You could jump, fight, blast off of guys, use that spin hit on all platforms out yesterday. So
quick question.
Awesomeness. What's the question, John?
Since you got Sonic and you've got all these games that you want to play, I still haven't pulled the trigger yet, but I'm probably going to end up doing it sometime in the next few days, where I am going to get Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 on my computer. And then nice. And it's going to be like, have you ever seen somebody play basketball that never had played basketball before, and they shoot and they go like, they shoot it weird or something?
Me?
Is that you?
That's me. I don't know how to dribble. I know how to shoot. I don't know how to dribble.
That's
interesting. I have a quick first step. My step is so fast that the ball is still in the same spot where I left it. Just saying.
Okay, so maybe it's like you playing basketball, but that's how I would feel playing for the first, however many games of that. I'm going to feel like somebody that has never played basketball, and then someone says, "Hey, let's go play basketball," and you're like, "I can't shoot," and that's what it's going to be like when I play Call of Duty. So.
Okay, yeah, I got your back though, because I played that, and I'll take you through all the training, getting your accuracy on point, and all that. So, with that being said, we'll head over to what's on stream, John, to wrap up this show. We got some good stuff coming at you here.
Row, row, row your boat gently upwards. Sorry, excuse me. It's time for what's on stream.
All righty, so we'll get this playing in the background. Make sure I got it on loop here. So we are talking about Andor. We found out how to say it properly. So this is the trailer. We just let the trailer roll as we talk about the first episode, Cassia, which is explaining and introducing Cassian Andor from Rogue One, if you remember the movie. Now, this is a series about his life before Rogue One comes into the fold, which is basically in between or New Hope, which is Star Wars officially 4. So it tells the story of Cassian and how he's slipping through the grip of the Empire as a spy for the rogue forces of the rogue fighters. So, John, what's your first feedback of this first episode and the series to come?
Okay, so I popped in. I feel like it's like I grabbed a cart and popped it in to watch the first episode. That's not. I streamed the first episode. Casa. And my first reaction that I wrote down, wow, the music being played when Cassian enters that lounge is very modern day sounding, and nothing that I can really remember from Star Wars. Like right from the start, like they have this like techno I think even in the subtitles it says electronic music playing.
Yeah, it does.
And I'm like, hold up. I don't remember my Star Wars with electronic music playing. Like, what is going on? So that was my first reaction. And then I wrote a couple of sentences later, dude, this Star Wars story is different. I mean, like in a good way, I think, because this is that was my reaction when Cassian, spoiler alert, ends up shooting that guard or that person.
The guards. Well, they were messing with him first.
They were messing with him, but
like,
but
yes.
there was a level of, oh my gosh, this guy just murdered somebody from the film that you don't get in Star Wars. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody dies in Star Wars, you don't all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, he just murdered somebody? He's on the run. Like, it's a different feeling, I guess.
It is. You're right. It's a different feeling because we're telling a story of a rogue person that is not good, not bad, kind of in the middle, gray area, anti-villain. But he's more good than he is evil. And they're rebels. It's the rebel forces, but he's part of the rebel forces. But he's part of the rebel forces that they're going to do things that they'll do whatever it takes to make sure that the rebels come out on top. To make sure the Empire doesn't continue to squeeze the life out of the galaxy, basically. So they are the group of people along with him. Saw Guerra, the guy that was played by God, it'll pop. His face is going to pop up here in a minute here, but he played in Rogue One as well. And so they're all, soldiers of war, behind enemy lines. They go spy. They're hiding and ducking and hiding behind because they know the Empire could, once they seek them out, they'll hunt them down and kill them because they know what they are about. They're about taking them down. And so that's why this is different. That's why 100% is different.
So let me ask you this, because honestly, I have not seen Rogue One yet.
Gotta check that out too.
I'm only a few
great
years.
movie. Great movie. So girl, there it is. There he is right there.
Is it the same style as this?
Yes. And the actor that's Cassian, who he directed and wrote wrote Rogue One. So that's why you feel different, because you have a different director, different writer from the Star Wars series. Because most of that was obviously, we know, George Lucas and other directors, writers beyond the first 3 episodes. And so now with this Cassian actor, the guy, I gotta get his name. We'll talk about it more series. He's brought his vision, because and you talked about it off stream here, that this is only going to be one season of this, because we know why. We know what happens in Rogue One. We will know what happens when they get the Death Star plans to the rebel forces to help blow up the Death Star. So it's only one story to be told, basically. And so that's why it's more espionage, spy, doing stuff, breaking the law, breaking the Empire's law. I'll say that. So
yeah. By the way, Diego Luna is the actor's name.
Yep, and he's a fantastic writer, young guy, fantastic writer. Yeah, we got here. ER says Cassian Andor is one of the main characters of the movie Rogue One. Yep. He is.
So let me about to say, John? A couple more thoughts here on this first episode. So he's kind of like looking for a sister early on in that episode. Then they keep going flashing back to when he was a child. And Casa is that name his sister gives him when he's a young boy.
Yep.
And one thing else I also noticed, Ahman, from this is that droid, B2EMO. Is it B2EMO? I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
It's usually just the letters, so it might be B2 and then EMO, and you just say
B2EMO. Okay, so he's kind of like this lovable type of, yeah. He's kind of true. He's kind of like this lovable type of droid or whatever. Yep. And I think he's going to be really lovable, because I think there was some foreshadowing here. I feel like later on in this series,
foreshadowing Star Wars always.
Right. So there was that one point where Cassian tells him like not to tell anybody, not tell anyone that he saw him.
Right.
So the droid's like asking me to lie twice or something like that. Here's what's going to happen. That little lovable droid is going to be so damn loyal. There's going to be like the way this series style is. I feel like that droid. I mean, they already showed a murder, you know what I mean? But they portray. Yeah. I mean, they show death in Star Wars, but this seemed like a murder or like a killing, a justified. It was very different feel. So I feel like they're going to torture that droid to try to get that information out of him. I'm like, come on, is this where this is heading? Are they going to like torture droids in this series?
They do. I mean, they have done it, or they just destroy them. They just blow up droids.
But
They
that
don't
little
even
droid's
torture
going to be so lovable because he's not going to ever tell. He's not. He's
True.
going to keep the secret, and you're going to be like,
Very true.
"Oh, he's so loyal,
Yeah,
like a dog or something."
I say you're about right. But yeah, it's like I said, different feel because it's a different whole plot of story. Because everybody in this series is about, like most Star Wars movies, are not in line with the Empire. And now this is another group behind enemy lines, underground group that is trying to take them out. So I know we were supposed to go over to episode 3 and 2, but I think for time's sake, we're going to let you go and we can finish it. We'll do 2 and 3 next week. That's what we'll do.
Okay.
We'll talk about those 2 and 3 next week. So John, man, have a good rest of your day. And to everybody in the streaming, we just finished wrapping up episode 1 of Andor. I loved it. New look at the Star Wars saga, another storyline. There's so many storylines that have been talked about, and then there's so many that haven't been talked about that now some of them got put on the shelf, and hopefully they get them off the shelf here in the next couple of years and bring them back. Like what's his name? Lando Calrissian. He had a story that's supposed to be told, played by Donald Glover. So hopefully that comes back off the shelf. So I would be super excited to see that back in the fold. But right now we have Andor, and I'm gonna take it. And like I said, we'll wrap up. We'll talk about episodes 2 and 3 next week and keep the ball rolling. So John, have a great rest of your day. Everybody tuning into the stream today. Hope you had a good time listening to us breaking down games, this or that, and have a great rest of your week. And we'll be back next week. And you can find us on Instagram at Ahman. You can find me on Instagram at Ahman Green 30 and Twitter, all one word. And then on TikTok, Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge. Follow us on TikTok. What you got, John?
John Audius Radio on Twitter, unless I have to start paying for it. At John Cast Podcast on Instagram. I don't have to pay for that. Also brought to you by Bet Online. Bye.
All right, bye. And I'm a part of Now Team Excluded. What's up, y'all? I'm a content creator there as well, doing a lot of fun stuff. Have a good rest of your week. See y'all next week. Peace.